Okay, so just watched Arrow, caught up on it. It was just like every episode of Arrow, over the top drama. It was really good. Not saying it wasn't. Malcolm is no longer Raish. Malcolm is Malcolm. Uh, he's. I think they're gonna let Malcolm be Malcolm, as in the Malcolm from Green Arrow, the Malcolm who is the arch nemesis of the Green Arrow. If you've seen the DC showcases on the, animated movies, then you've seen the little short where he fights him. Um, I think they're gonna let him become like the other arch nemesis in the show. That would be really good because the way this episode ended, seems like that's the path they're going with because he's no longer Raish. I was wondering how long that was going to be, to be honest with you. I didn't really care that Malcolm Merlin was Ra's al Ghul. I don't think anybody really cared that he was Ra's al Ghul. If you did, well, that's you. What else? Felicity, I guess, finally, I mean, she talked about her dad with her mom. Her mom was like, hey, your dad's not a good guy. You need to get him out of here. The fuck you talking to him for? Um, she learned early on that her dad is the clock. What the fuck is his name? Some dumbass name, the clock keeper or some shit like that. Real dumbass name. Anyway, she learned that very early on. They all learned that her dad is a evil guy. Um, she apparently had some demons to deal with because of her dad being, abandonment. And you also saw Nessa Al Ghul, one of Raish's daughters. There's two daughters. You got Nessa, and then you have the other one, the one that everyone else knows from the Batman show, because Batman's got a kid with the other daughter. And anyway, the League was disbanded. The big thing this episode, the League is no more in Arrow. They disbanded the League. Why they disbanded the League? They disbanded Suicide Squad. They no longer had the League of Assassins. What the fuck are y'all doing, man? Y'all are like getting rid of a lot of shit in Arrow. That makes Arrow really good too. What the hell? I mean, y'all are like dissolving Arrows piece by piece. Like, I don't understand that. I mean, it's okay, I guess. I want to say it's okay because I've questioned a lot of stuff y'all done before in the past. Before I was doing this, before I was making YouTube videos, which I just do for fun. This is just something I do to just do it. But, I mean, I really enjoyed when y'all were doing Suicide Squad. I was really enjoying when y'all had Harley Quinn. Like, when y'all showed Harley, I was like, man, we're going to get some really good episodes. Sorry. This is like right after watching it and it's still really late. So sorry about that, but anyway, we saw, they really cut back on certain storylines that they were probably going to go with. They've cut those out and made these storylines, and they ran this route. So, I mean, there's probably certain things that were going to happen that never could happen just because bullshit got in the way. I mean, Deadshot's not around, although Deadshot was in Flash. That was odd. Yeah, he was in Flash. I mean, they made a joke about him. They're like, hey, Deadshot. And he's like, hey, I don't like that name. I mean, they made fun of the fact he couldn't hit even the broadside of a fucking barn, but still. Then you had, I mean, they really did. They dissolved the Suicide Squad. They were like, flat, we're not going to have Deadshot be an Arrow anymore. Or at least I think they said that at least once or twice this year. Roy came back last episode, which I've been wanting him to come back. They had Constantine come back for an episode or two. Um, I think they really need to build more than dissolve. Um, that grave, man, that grave has been haunting a lot of people. I know it's going to be a big reveal, probably 2 or 3 episodes before the final episode. It's going to be a huge, it's like a huge deal. Um, I've been thinking it was going to be Thea, but now I'm thinking it might be William, somebody that we probably don't care nothing about in any way. Um, I mean, we just learned that, Oliver has a son, but there's not really any attachment there. Like, I mean, character development, no, you know what I mean? Um, do y'all care about the fact that he has a kid? I personally don't. I mean, no attachment to that character. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, what good is it gonna do to kill Oliver's kid? You see what I'm saying? If there's no real attachment there, okay? It would make more of an impact if they killed off like a character that we've all invested seasons into, like Speedy, Laurel, or even Felicity, or even Diggle. Someone we all have an attachment to. Because I mean, you see the Flash run, talk about I'm sorry for your loss. Then he runs off. I mean, so sorry for yawning, but it is late when I'm making this video. I mean, he does know about the kid. He knows about his son. That makes a little bit more sense, but at the same time, there's no real investment here. There's no real, you know what I mean? So to me, it just makes more sense that it be one of the team members, not his kid. Because I mean, it just, I'd hate to say it that way, but at the same time, it's just like, I just don't see the investment of, bringing it home to be a heavy hitter if it's his son. I mean, it might make for a really intense battle, like them fighting it out, but the overall, like, impact of everything might not be as big as they want it to be. You see what I'm saying? And now if they fill it with somebody from the group, then it's going to be more powerful of an impact. Plus the battle can be this huge fight. And that could be a huge package. You see what I'm saying? Like, the overall effect. You know what I'm saying to you? So, I mean, they could fill the grave with his son that he has no real connection with. But the impact of the grave that they've been building on since the beginning of the season is not going to have the same effect now, because everybody has been like, who's in that grave? And if it's his son, then we're all just going to be like, But if you put Thea in there, or you put Diggle, or you put Laurel, then we're going to feel some type of way. You see what I'm saying? Even if you put Laurel's dad in there, we're still going to feel some type of way, because these are characters we've invested seasons into. But if you put someone we don't know anything but one episode into this, grave that we've been wondering about, and we don't know nothing about this character except one episode, then, the impact is not going to be the same. So, I'm hoping they don't kill a kid that we don't know nothing about, and we get a very impactful death scene, or a very impactful, meaningful death, in which we can have a very impactful moment for that grave, and a very impactful moment with the big conclusion of the season. Because, I mean, unlike with Flash, Arrow's not feeling like it's being drug out for a season. It's not feeling drug out. It's not feeling like they're just going and dragging their feet, walking through. It's not at all. However, I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. And I'm going to sit back and watch it and enjoy it. And, that's all we can do. That's all we can hopefully do. Let me know what y'all thought. Did y'all like this episode? I like the episode personally. Malcolm lost his hand. They melted the demon's head ring. Malcolm threatened Oliver. Thea's healthy again. I just don't like the fact that they only bring back characters that I want to see for like one measly episode to, fuck with us. And I really wanted to bring Roy back for like a good 5-6 episodes, man, because Roy is the red arrow anyway. To me, it's Roy, not Thea. Thea's not anything but the sister. I don't know why Thea is Speedy and why she's the red arrow, other than they want to be different from the comic. But Roy is the red arrow to me, and Roy is Speedy. Roy is Roy, okay? And I want, I feel like they needed to go into detail, give us more info with the, what do you call it, Mirakuru? What happened with that? They didn't talk about none of that. And also, Deathstroke, they were talking about him. The guy who plays Deathstroke, unfortunately, is signed on to another show on MTV, and that show is huge. Don't ask me the name of it, I don't know. I just know it's big. I know it's a big show, it's on MTV, and he has, like, one of the main roles. Like, if they wanted him to continue doing Deathstroke, they should have not locked his ass up like he was never coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they shouldn't have done that. So, they kind of wrote his character off. So, don't expect his ass to come back anytime soon. That's all I'm going to say. The only reason I'm saying that is because on Rumor Book, they were talking about Deathstroke, and, like, Stephen Amell, the guy who plays Arrow, was talking about he wants his character to come back, and he's not coming back anytime soon because of the MTV project, and that's a huge project. If you go watch MTV and you see that show, and like I said, I can't tell you the name of it because I don't watch it like that, it is a huge deal. It's a fantasy show, in fact. It's got something to do with elves. It's kind of like a Lord of the Rings, if you will, only without the rings and bullshit. More of a elves, druids, magics, and shit like that. I really wish I could tell you the name of the show, but he has got a really big part on the show, and that's what he's doing. So we're not going to see him on Arrow anytime soon. And if we do, it's going to be just like with Rory and just like with Constantine. It's going to be for one episode, and he probably won't have that big of a role. I'm going to go out and say I guarantee it. It's going to be like maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes on the show. And as you can see, these shows are an hour long. So, yeah. That's going to be my guess. And that's just what it is. If they didn't want him to go do another show over there, they shouldn't have wrote his character off to put him back on the island and lock his ass up. I'm just throwing it out there. You can feel some different type of way, but that's just how I feel about it. He's now on MTV. He's got one of the main roles, and he is doing it big time. So don't expect Deathstroke to come back anytime soon. I'm just throwing it out there. And if they do write Deathstroke back in sometime soon, it's not going to be the same actor, guaranteed. And he probably won't show his face. More than likely, he'll be under that mask the entire time. Just in case. So, I'm just throwing that out there. That's just me. That's my opinion. You're more than welcome to yours. Anyway, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm dog tired of that yawn twice during this fucking video. Let me know, did y'all like this episode of Arrow? I enjoyed it thoroughly. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And I will talk to y'all about the next episode of hopefully Gotham when it comes up. Hopefully. If not, I'll see y'all when the next episode of Flash and Arrow come up next week. Until then, man, deuces.